Writing is a passion and is a pain. It's an incredible enrichment because it helps you to understand yourself, your world. It's a personal treatment. It's a personal therapy, if you want to put it this way. It's an enlightenment. It might be religion. It might be anything. Morning here in Colombia starts at 5:30 and it has a very special atmosphere, especially in the tropical regions where the sunrise is very fast. It's within 15 or 20 minutes. I left Germany when I was 20. Right after high school diploma, I went to the United States. I lived there in Chicago and San Francisco. That's where I detected the Latin American culture with a lot of emotion, affection, with a lot of closeness. From the United States, I went to visit Mexico many times. And then I ventured further south until I got to Colombia. This has changed my life completely because I got married to a Colombian woman. We have 3 children and I never had expected that. So you never should expect a lot from life. Latin American countries have something mystical which comes from their indigenous traditions. Imagine that. People around here keep telling us that this area is full of hidden treasures by the indigenous people, which they tried to hide from the Spaniards. So it's the common belief that at a full moon at midnight, where there's a light, there's a treasure hidden, so you have to start digging to find it. And there's some truth to it, because very close to here was the main communication route between the old capital, which is Santa Fe, and Medellín, which later became the capital of this region, which is called Antioquia. There's so many things to detect here. It's a very diverse country, which absorbs you to become a part of it. Many people think I'm a nerd. I'm sort of a loony scientist, right? Which is not the case. I'm experienced in popular science writing, but people connect science all over the world, whether it's in Germany or in Latin America, with something very specialized and something very far away from the common thinking and mind frames of people. So it's always very difficult to explain what a science writer, a science journalist, a science editor does. At the same time, it's very easy because everything we see around was based on science. I've been writing for 45 years. I keep them in folders in Germany, and they are one next to each other, and they probably have a width of 2 or 3 meters of paper. So, for many things, you needed to do a lot of research to first understand it yourself. And then, only if you had understood it, you could write about it. You have to really dive into the topic as profoundly as you can. Writing needs to address emotions. If it just goes right into your brain without your heart and stomach, then you probably fail. Imagine that when I was at the German popular science magazine PM, we had 1 month for one article to write, which had the length of 15,000 characters, maybe 20,000. That was a lot of time. We could come up with really solid articles. We live in very turbulent, very difficult and challenging times. By the way, I believe times always have been challenging and difficult, and I'm looking forward to be part of all these changes, understand them, walk along, and hopefully maybe also having some impact on these changes, which we journalists in many ways have, either reporting on them, commenting on them, raising controversies. You are very close to the soul, to the breath, to the heart of the motor of our world of civilization, much closer than many other people. And that's a rather satisfying profession, I think. The Federation was an important step towards unifying science journalism. It's more than 60 organizations throughout the world with altogether more than 10,000 members. It's a huge group. It's an influential group. And all along through these 11 conferences which I have attended, it always has been a pleasure to see people, to get to know more people, to see how this community grew. And this family are driven, I think, by curiosity to find out. If I could give an advice to a younger Wolfgang, 30 years younger, or maybe even 40 years younger, I would say move. Don't stay on your space, but go on. Discover the world. Make sense out of it. And if you don't like it, change it. And try to appreciate everything you are seeing. I'm proud of having a family which is doing well. And sometimes I'm proud about very minor things, like for example at night, sitting at the finca at the pool and having a beer and talking to Luz about what has happened and what we may be doing the next day, which is a very good feeling to do and enjoyable. So little stuff too. And I think that's basically all, unless, no, that's it. Can't think of anything else. Tough questions. Go on, go on.